What's going on, everybody? ATF sucks. I got a good one for you today. You ever wake up, say something you regret? The old saying, you stepped on your own nuts. You bit your own tongue. I've done that. Of course, I can honestly say I have not tried to spread false propaganda to make people's emotions favor my side. But I'll move on. Boy, is this out of a textbook? Maybe it's more of a manual. He should be candid in his dealings. It must be reported that his business is not to fool or hoodwink the public. If he were to get such a reputation, his usefulness in his profession would be at an end. When he is sending out propaganda material, it is clearly labeled as to source. The editor knows from whom it comes and what its purpose is, and accepts or rejects it on its merits as news. Awesome. So, CBS News, 39 days, how Parkland shooting survivors turned grief into action. Cool. And interviewing a bunch of people after the rally that happened on Saturday. Talks about like 3 days after the shooting, and talks about this worthless nutsack and that worthless nutsack. David Hogg comes out and he's like, I didn't know most of these people on a very personal level, but I wanted to make their voices heard, and that's what I'm really here trying to do. Cool. You didn't know most of them on a personal level, but the one news report says that your little sister had best friends that were murdered. So I think you knew somebody at personal level. So yeah, you got Joey Stalin and little Che Guevara, two nut sacks on the same tree. And what do you got here? 6 hours after the rally, talking to a reporter, David Hogg. On the day of the shooting, I got my camera and got on my bike and rode as fast as I could 3 miles from my house to the school to get as much video and to get as many interviews as I could, because I knew that this could not be another mass shooting. But I thought he was in the school during the time of the shooting. I thought he was in a closet. Is he lying to us? Is this now I got questions. So if you go to this one, he was CNN. He was accused of being a crisis actor. But he tells Anderson Cooper, I'm not a crisis actor. On AC 360 Tuesday, I'm someone who had to witness this and live through this, and I continue to be having to do that. On the day of the shooting, I got my camera and I got on my bike and rode as fast as I could 3 miles from my house to go to the school to get as much video and to get as many interviews as I could. I'm someone who had to witness this. You didn't have to, you wanted to. What are you, a little psycho? So you, let me get this straight. You jumped on your bike with your camera. You go as fast as you can. You gain access to the building. And then you go in and hide in a closet. Because you said that you were hiding in a closet. This is a CNN student journalist interviewed classmates as shooter walked Parkland school halls. David Hogg found himself living a nightmare Wednesday, hiding in a closet with classmates as a crazed gunman roamed the campus. David Hogg. On the day of the shooting, I got my camera and got on my bike and rode as fast as I could 3 miles from my house to the school to get as much video and to get as many interviews as possible. I'm someone who had to witness this. Huddled in the dark, trying to keep quiet to avoid the gunman. So you snuck into the school while the gunman's in there killing people, and then you went and hid in a closet? Is that what you're trying to tell people now? That's kind of around the same time I just had to pull out my phone. On the day of the shooting, I got my camera. So your camera's your phone is your camera? Okay? You had to get your camera. Get on my bike. Ride to a school. Sneak into the school while it's locked down. Getting past the deputy sheriffs and getting past the police to get into the school. And then hide in a closet to interview students because that's what you do. He started interviewing those closest to him in cramped space who told him how terrified they felt. Okay. I want to show these people exactly what's going on when these children are facing bullets flying through classrooms. Students are dying trying to get an education. Wow. Before the shooting was over, the gunman, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, had claimed the lives of 3 staff members and 14 students, among them some of Hogg's little sister's best friends. Right there it is, little sister's best friends. But he didn't personally know anybody. I didn't know most of these people at a very personal level. Okay. Honestly, at this point, I don't know if I have the journalistic quality to give it as much as it needs, he said. How do you tell a story like this? Well, I don't know. You got to keep your facts straight, though. You said you didn't know anybody on a personal level, or most. You didn't know most at a personal level, but you never mentioned that your little sister had best friends that were murdered. And then you said that you were not at school, you were somewhere else, as fast as I could, 3 miles from my house to the school. So you got on your bike with your camera that you're not calling a phone. Your phone's a camera and your camera's a phone, okay? Usually I like to stick with whether I have a camera or I have a phone when I'm trying to be specific. And then he says, I'm someone who had to witness this, he told CNN. You didn't have to, you wanted to. You raced to the school with your camera, quote unquote, to witness it. You didn't have to witness it. So that's my other question, why weren't you in school? Can you go back on CNN or Fox or whoever and actually tell it, can you answer any of these questions? Why are you being deceptive? Just a few inconsistencies in the story. That's all. But you know, journalism's his passion. All right, folks. Well, beware of terroristic propaganda. ATF sucks. I'm out of here.